Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of Chat with Lau. My name's Michael, and today I'm going to be showing you probably the best thing you can do with eggs, and that's making a frittata. Let's do this. Let me start by saying how good frittatas are. They're amazing because they are quick to make, they're absolutely delicious, very satisfying, and you can make them on any budget. And just because you make them on a lower budget doesn't mean you're going to sacrifice taste and flavor, because you can still make them taste absolutely amazing. And if you've ever struggled making loaded omelets where you've got so many ingredients it all kind of falls apart, this is probably the best recipe for you because it is oh so easy. And I'm going to show you step by step exactly how you can make it in a foolproof and no fail manner. So I'm starting off with a nice tomato, which I'm going to cut into wedges. Then I've got a pepper. You can use whatever colour you like. I like the red because it's going to contrast nicely against the yellow of the egg. What I'm going to do is take out the seeds because they're not nice to eat. And then you can cut it exactly how you want. I'm going to do it quite chunky because I like a little bit of bite, which will contrast against the softness of the egg. So a bit like that. But again, do it exactly how you feel. Now I'm going to take half a white onion, which again I'm going to cut quite chunkily. I've also got some mushrooms, which I'm going to chop up, you guessed it, chunkily. You can do it finer if you like. Also, you can customize by putting more of the ingredients you like and maybe less of the ones you don't like quite so much. Totally up to you. And obviously you can put in whatever you like. Ham goes well with this, or if you want to go really fancy, something like chorizo. It's all good. It's one of the most fun things to do with this recipe, is to experiment with different ingredients and see what you like the best. My choice of protein today is 150 grams of cooked and peeled king prawns for ease of use. You don't have to get fresh ones with shell on because that's too much faff. If you want to, of course, you can, but I'm just going for ease. I value kind of time. With a recipe like this, it's all about quickness, immediacy, and that instant almost gratification, because this is really good food. Don't take me wrong though, because that gratification doesn't mean it's bad food, it just means it's really wholesome, but it's also very quick to do. I've also grated a quantity of cheddar cheese here. This is going to give our frittata that lovely cheesy crust on top, and you can put as much of this as you want. I didn't measure it, I just grated it until I had a nice pile of cheese to work with, and that is exactly what you need to do. You don't have to go measuring 50 or 100 grams or whatever, just make it how you want it. You're also going to need some of this, which is soft cheese. If you go for the brands that you've heard of, that sound like an American state, that's quite expensive. You can get cheaper. There are much cheaper brands out there which are a fraction of the price and have the same flavour. It's going to give our frittata an amazing creaminess with it, and it will also imbue it with that cheesiness as well, because obviously this is soft cheese, and it really makes the frittata absolutely sing on your taste buds. So for the main event, I've got 4 large eggs here, which I'm going to crack into this bowl. Now this frittata will make enough for 3 to 4 people, depending on your appetites. And the great thing about it, again, you can have it with whatever you like. You can have it with chips, you can have it with salad, you can have it with toast, anything you want. It's such a versatile dish. It's also one of these dishes that you can have it chilled, and then you can wrap it in cling film and take it to work or to school or college or university as a packed lunch. It's actually quite nice cold, but if you stick it in the microwave for a minute or so, when you get to work, then it'll be nice and warm as well. So the choice is yours. You can have it cold or you can have it hot. My preference is straight out of the pan. It rarely kind of survives too long after I've cooked it. To the eggs, I'm going to put a little bit of salt. Okay, not too much, just a couple of grinds, because the cheese is also going to add saltiness to it. We don't want to over salt it. And to be honest, when you're making dishes like this, especially if you are an inexperienced cook, then you can always add salt, but once you've put it in the dish, it's really, really difficult to take it away. In fact, it's pretty much impossible. For this, I'm also going to add a tiny bit of ground white pepper, not too much, a splash of milk. At this point, I'm going to give it a whisk. And then my secret weapon, the cream cheese. I'm going to put, well, I'd say 2 tablespoons, but that's way more. I'd say half this pack, okay? Half that pack, straight into the egg. Gently work that in. Don't worry if you've got blobs, because that's just going to go throughout the egg and it's going to melt and go all gooey as we cook it. So don't worry about, actually, you're not going to try to sort of mix it all in so it becomes smooth. It's never really going to do that. But if we can start to break it up, just mix it in with the egg, that's fine. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Okay, and now we're on to the cooking part. Right, so I'm working with a small to medium frying pan here. This one does not require a wok. In fact, a wok would be impractical for this one. And to start with, I'm going to get the temperature up and I'm going to put a little bit of cooking oil in, not too much, probably a tablespoon max. And then I'm going to put all our veggies in all at once. Get that cooking. Look at that, this is going to be so packed full of stuff. Isn't that amazing? Okay, so we're going to start cooking that off. We can use a medium to high heat on this one because obviously we're cooking the vegetables. When it comes to cooking the egg, we have to be gentle, gentle, gentle. The secret to cooking an omelette or a frittata or anything like that is gentle heat. It's kind of the opposite of what I normally do with stir-fry cooking and Chinese cuisine in general. We're not doing high heats. Well, we are now, but with eggs we're not. Okay, so we're just going to start to brown these off a touch, because obviously if you try to put the egg in right now, it's all going to be, by the time you've actually got the vegetables cooked the way you want them, the egg is going to be well overdone. Not something that's going to be nice. At this stage, we can add a little salt and pepper to season the vegetables. Again, for the beginners of you out there, what you need to do with the seasoning, which is your salt and pepper, is just to layer it up. Don't try to do it all in one go, because it's harder to control. A little bit at a time, and you're just building up that flavour. And the job is to cook these until they're about 3/4 done, and then the rest of it will cook through to the kind of doneness when you've added the egg and the egg is right. Okay, so you don't have to cook it all the way through right now. At this stage I'm going to add my king prawns. They're already cooked, so what we're doing really is heating them through. Again, they will be done when the egg is done. You can see how that's forming a nice layer of ingredients. Now what we're going to do is bring our egg into play, give it a stir, and then gently, actually before we do that, let's turn the heat down a bit. We need to from a medium heat to a low heat, because we don't want the egg to cook too quickly, nor do we want to burn it. Okay, and then we're going to pour this evenly, or as evenly as we can, over the top. Look at that. And all that gorgeous cream cheese is going to melt. And you're going to get these little bombs of creamy cheesiness. Excellent. We don't have to do anything to that. You leave it alone. Just let it cook gently. Gently, gently, gently. Now we've got seasoning in the egg already, so we don't need to add any more salt and pepper. And we're kind of nearly done. This is great. Well, I say nearly done. We just got the cooking process. So I've got it on low heat. And the idea here is to cook it from below, so it kind of cooks halfway up the egg, through the egg. If you imagine the egg as a layer, it's probably about that thick. And from here, the pan is heating up, so it's cooking that bit. The rest of it on top is obviously raw at the moment, the egg. So after we've done about 5 minutes from the bottom, we're gonna put it under a grill for 5 minutes, okay? And that's gonna cook the top off, which means we don't have to do any fancy flipping. Okay, which could be a disaster with this amount of ingredients in. And we don't flip frittatas anyway. Okay, now I'm gonna add my grated cheese on top. Look at that. And I'm gonna put it under a low grill for about another 5 minutes or so. And there you go, guys. Check that out. Look at that, guys. Moment of truth. Can't tell you how much I've been looking forward to eating this. Yeah, I prefer it when it's straight out of the grill. It's amazing, but it is still really nice when it's cold. The cheesiness from the top hits you first. Then you've got the creaminess from that cream cheese and king prawn. So good. I swear, even on the coldest day, this is going to warm the cockles of your heart. Beautiful. Best of all, 4 eggs plus the other ingredients is enough for 4 normal sized portions. I say normal because I could probably have 2 pieces. But if I wasn't being so greedy, 1 piece would be enough, trust me. So guys, I hope this is encouraging you to try these sorts of things. Cooking on a budget doesn't necessarily have to make it tasteless or bland. It can still be amazing, satisfying, easy. You don't need mega skills. Cooking isn't really that tricky. You just got to put flavors together and apply the right techniques. It's not that hard if you know how and if you're prepared to practice and try. Everybody's got to start somewhere, so why not start now? And it's so satisfying when you can feed other people as well. It's so nice to do that. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please give me a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Check out my Patreon page. I'll leave all the links in the description below. And you can also donate to the channel by using the super thanks button underneath this video. Okay, so thanks once again, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, guys, and happy cooking. Bye bye.